I've never been to a club. So, fast forward to a year later, which is now on Sunday, my beloved pastor and friend and brother, etc., decided to take a topic. But in my head, I'm like, good topic. It doesn't affect me. No good touch me. It touch me. Topic was the blessing of doing. So I have an interesting side where the sermon doesn't interpret to me as it is actually said. It's like I'm hearing it, but I'm hearing something else. Anyways, point is, I'm sitting there and I hear it clearly. You haven't shared the lessons from 4 decades of living. And I literally saw myself doing this. Natural light, no crew, no any razzmatazz and stuff. And here I am doing it. So typically when I know I should do something like that, I immediately communicate it to people who they have the doing grace, they stress me. You know, those type of people that you just tell, I have this idea, and they've gone to do a design for the idea and literally a concept note for the idea. So that's what I did, and that's how I got here. So I hope you caught something there, that sometimes you could be someone who wants a lot of things done perfectly, no errors. One error ruins everything, your hair scattered, your face looking funny. No, sometimes it's not about you. And the art of getting over myself is one of the biggest lessons I've learned as of today. Many things are not about me that I used to make about me in the past. When something is for someone, I push past myself, the aesthetics, all of it, and I just do what I'm meant to do. So here is me doing, and here is me hoping that you start to do too, not waiting for it to be perfect. You can perfect it on the go, rather than waiting for all the things to become perfect and all the things to align before you start. Just do it. I call them DIA, do it afraid projects, the ones where you're shaking but you're doing it, you're anxious but you're doing it, you feel like pulling it down but you leave it. The good girl. That's who I am and have been for all my life. I know that people want to believe and want to try so hard to poke a hole in the lives of people who are morally upright. It's the reason people are so excited to throw debt at any popular person who has been morally consistent in character once they hear one bad thing, because they're excited. Finally, they are not spirits. So I get that a lot. I see how eager people are to hear the bad tales, to know that Toyin failed, she slipped. Yes, I know that it happens. And I know why. It's because good girls make people who struggle to keep moral values uncomfortable, whether you're a good girl or a good boy. So people would do everything to bring you over to their side of being badass, doing everything and nothing. Think it, I can do it. There are people who are morally upright. It's not fake. Yes, I needed to say it. Let me come closer. Bring your ear. Yes, we exist. And we are not spirits. No. My faith contributes to me doing this, being this person. But I wasn't born again. Let's be frank. I have never been given to peer pressure. Everything I've done in my life was because I wanted to do it, or was because I was convinced enough with logic and inner promptings to do it. Are you seeing my point? So, I am not the kind of girl who will go to a place with people just because I'm trying to please them. I'm going somewhere because I'm also given to people pleasing, but not in this way. And the reason I'm taking my time is because there will be someone who thinks they have a problem because they don't find themselves doing the wrong things everyone else is doing, and they may now go and do the wrong things because they think everyone needs to. No, everyone doesn't need to. So let's put some things out there, shall we? I've never been to a club. I've passed one while in university. I entered into the space wrongly. Was it university now? I was way younger, sha. I entered into the place wrongly. The fumes, oh my goodness. I just stepped back. I'm like, nah, I've never been to a club. Yeah, there are some of us like that. That's not fun for me. It's not. I'm sure. Oh, you need to try it. It's because you've not tried it. No. No. It doesn't excite me to be around a lot of people clinging to each other, shisha in the air, inhibited people who can say, relay secrets. You walk in there, a straightforward person, you live there and you're ending up with someone you didn't show up with that you may not like by morning. No, count me out. I don't like alcohol. I've tasted a few. And when I tasted it, I was a child. Again, this is where people will say, oh, the children, it's an indication. No, I tasted it out of curiosity because an adult in my life had a preferred beer, and it was the most unpleasant thing to taste. Now, alcohol advocates, I know what you're saying. Tony, you haven't tried Baileys. Tony, you haven't tried this and that. I don't want to inhibit my senses. I carry the stories of people. People sit with me in vulnerable moments and share with me deep, dark things about themselves. And they trust me with those things. I can't. I will not. I refuse to allow myself to inhibit my senses and risk those people's secrets being exposed because I wanted to rest my brain for some minutes or hours, or because I wanted to be cool by some standards. So what am I saying? Frankly, if this is making you uncomfortable or annoying you, you can't stop watching. I'm not the kind of person who is going to explain everything I do, put a disclaimer to everything because of people's sensitivities. I will not be rude, but I will hold my personal opinions, and I don't feel a need to convince you beyond reasonable doubt because I'm a human being with a right to my personal opinions and values and choices. And the reason that I have done this, back to the good girl, is because I've always thought about it. If we all did all the things we felt like doing, who is going to be able to look in the face of a younger person and say, you can, because I did? So that was my major drive. No one called me to play savior of the world. No. But frankly, I've sat with people, many people in different walks of life. I've been entrusted with high-level information. I've met people who are notable, who are influencers, who are motivators of other people, who have tried everything in their lives to do things right. And I've seen how the choices, the exposure, the errors, the trauma that trailed them and hurt them and broke them in childhood is still defining them when the cameras are out. It's still impacting how they treat people in their lives. It's still affecting their capacity to enjoy even the affluence they now have. You know how you meet people who are really wealthy and you think that they should be the happiest people on earth because that's why everyone thinks that money can solve all problems, right? But you realize they are troubled, they are unsettled, they are restless, they're still in survival mode, they still feel a need to prove a point. All those things come from a place where? Childhood. Now, that's why I love children. That's why I'm passionate about them. Why do I care for children so much? Why do I have a foundation for midwifing possibilities in children? Why am I passionate? Why? It's simple. If we can protect children, we can correct the errors in the future. It's almost like saving the future before it comes when you invest time, love, nurture, structure, and building for children. I think think that children are divine. I think that they carry possibilities that are limitless. I think that, no, I don't think, I know that we are the ones who teach them fear, we teach them limitations. For instance, I remember the times I'll ask questions and I'll be told to shut up because I had razor mouth. While I was always the storybook good girl, I had one thing about me. I question things. I always question things. I have always questioned things. Whether I'm verbalizing it or not, I'm sitting there and I'm questioning things. And so I encountered a lot of pushback because adults were scared. I didn't know at the time. They were scared. Sometimes they didn't know, and their ego won't let them say to a child, I don't know. Me, I tell children, man, I don't know. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's figure it out. Let's ask. Let's research. Stop doing I too know. None of us knows it all. Parents who are winging it. We all are. Even the experts teaching us what to do. They fail. They fall short. I know I fall short many times. So yeah, if this helps you feel normal, welcome. We're all in good company. So the challenge with being a good girl, and I'm talking about this because I know that there's someone who's going to watch this that has held moral values and standards most of their lives. The burden of a good girl is that everyone expects a lot from you by default. Everyone expects you to do the right thing, say the right things, act the right way, be the right person, be the bigger person in every situation, always. The problem with it is also that people will take advantage of it because they know you are too good to do and say and act in certain ways. So they would poke and poke, treat you unkindly, speak ill of you before you and behind you, and they feel you can't do anything about it because you're too good to be like that. Sometimes they would even, mount expectations on you. They can make mistakes. You can't make mistakes. Your mistakes are allowed. Carried a calling for a long time. Several ministries that I carry that are dear to my heart because I'm a Christian, and hence the word ministry, right? Stay with me. How do I put this? I have struggled to accept the title pastor, and I want to share today for the first time. Why? People have high expectations of pastors, right? If you're a pastor in the world, it's not a Nigerian thing, in the world, you're expected to talk a certain way, dress a certain way, speak a certain way. I have no problem with that. That's what someone is saying, but you already do those things. Yes. Stay with me. If I am given the title, everyone will conclude that I am morally upright because of the title. I want an ordinary person to realize that without titles, they can be good people. And it's okay. That's exactly why. I don't want the title to be the basis for me being a morally upright person, someone who is just genuinely kind and empath. I know that I have a calling. I've functioned in my respective callings for years. But I don't like the fact that people attribute people's moral standing, choices to live straightforward lives, refusal to dabble into mago. People attribute it to being a pastor. And so you hear, how can a pastor do that? But the person saying it is doing worse, and they feel justified because they think, I'm not a pastor. So that's my real reason. I am who I am by the grace of God and by the work that I've allowed to be done in me, through me, and with me. So, good girl. Being a good girl also meant that I had to play nice, or at least that's what I thought. I followed up. I checked on people. I was the one. I just realized I was doing most of the talking, most of the checking in, most of the I'm unwell. Nobody knows. People are unwell. I'm checking on them every day. I'm sending love. I'm sending prayers. I'm sending support. I'm sending XYZ. And then it occurred to me that the reason people had high expectations of me and put me on pedestals I didn't send them to, and all of that, was because they thought I was special. And so this special being, she can't make mistakes. She can't offend people. She can't gossip. She can't lie. She can't insult. Oh, how could she? Stop it now. Hmm? Let's not do that to any other person because of the choices they have made that have helped them to show up as a good person in a dysfunctional world that demands dysfunction from you sometimes to elevate in different spaces. The intentional submission to accountability to ensure that that path stays straight and to retrace when you are missing it, no matter how small. That's a lot of work. Don't demand more from them. Value the good people in your life. Don't wait for them to miss a step and dance. Learn from them. I'm not blowing my trumpet. I know that I'm a good person. I'm adult enough to be able to tell because it takes a lot of work for me not to match people's negative aura, energy, choices, actions, and inactions. My daughter, my children, the children that I mentor, my little friends, the one born today, the one born tomorrow, the ones born last year and in the years to come. They need to know that it's possible to be consistent in character and uphold values that make them excellent citizens and human beings on earth. It matters to my children. It matters to all these awesome children in the world. They need to be able to look and say, if Auntie Tony could do it, so can I. One more thing I didn't say about being a good girl is the fact that it can very quickly also be born out of a trauma response. And how do I know this now? I have educated myself over the years. I have had the opportunity to have clinical therapists, trained therapists, and psychologists as friends, as people who I can reach out to with dilemmas and questions because I wear several hats. And in the course of doing this, I hope to explore each of those hats. One thing I have realized and I continue to see is that as people show up, regardless of their age, their wounds in childhood that have led them to become some of who they are. But I didn't want to wrap this up without saying that being a good girl or a good boy is good. It's good, contrary to what the world, the society tries to make it look like. There are limitless benefits in being a consistent person. People are telling your story and they've met you in when no one is watching, when people are watching, when your familiar people aren't there, when your checks are not there, and you are the same person. It doesn't simplify life better than that. You don't have to tell lies. You don't have to make up stories. You don't have to complicate your life by having layers of yourself. You're just able to be consistent across board. It's one of the many benefits. I'll share more as we continue to talk on the go. So there you stay consistent in character. It pays to be good. A good name is still cool. It may not be as popular, but a good name is one of the biggest legacies you can pass on to those who will come after you. Ciao.